on YouTube, just Google search Rough Me Up, and let me tell you something. The first thing that's going to come up is probably that cunt Brooke Hogan song. We are not affiliated with Brooke Hogan in any way. Our band is called Rough Me Up. We're going to be sweeping the nation.
All right.
Sweeping, you know what I mean. We're going to be cleaning up.
Did you happen to catch Monday Night Raw this week, Commander? Do you have any points on Monday Night Raw from this week?
I didn't see too much of it at all. I saw like 5 minutes. I can't watch that show. That show infuriates me. I heard they lost $100,000
That guy doesn't speak English, does he?
We can't watch the program anymore. It's been ruined. I don't know. I got nothing ever since you brought me down.
That's what you get when you call in randomly, you motherfucker.
You should have just stayed with the course and kept doing what you were doing. And when you asked what was on the show, you set yourself up to fail. So
what's going on the show tonight?
We're talking about death. Wah, wah.
Well, we're getting ready to go into some Bill Maher clips. So it's going to take the show on a little left-hand turn, if you will.
So we will check you out, Commander Ruff, and your band Rough Me Up. That's RUFF Me Up. Find them on YouTube.
From Brooke Hogan Productions. Did I hear that right?
No. No.
So you're not. So wait, let me just get this clear. You're not affiliated with Brooke Hogan.
No, Brooke Hogan is Hulk Hogan, actually. They're the same person.
Oh.
Interesting.
Well, dropping exclusives here on ITR.
What about that picture of him uncomfortably putting suntan lotion on her ass?
Oh, no. We're trying to castrate this dog, and it's not going well.
Maybe you should get off Skype then.
Yeah. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, Commander Ruff.
Jesus, it never ends with Commander.
That guy, he must have found us on like Spreaker or something. And
I think it's so great too because I get excited because he's wearing a mask and I'm like so confused at who this guy is.
Yeah, I don't know who he is. And now he has a partner in crime who doesn't seem to speak English.
I was trying to listen to the voice because I believe we broke his character for a few seconds. He went from Commander Ruff to this other guy, and I'm gonna have to go back and listen again. I'll find out who this guy is, and we'll expose him.
We'll expose him if we ever find out who you are, Commander Ruff.
Yes.
Oh, geez. So I know you had some Bill Maher clips that you wanted to.
Yeah, we're going to kind of two-part this because it's from the whole show. But anybody if you watch Bill Maher, or you don't watch Bill Maher, his shows ran in segments. He does an opening monologue for 7 minutes, 6 minutes, and then he does like a sit-down interview with somebody for 6 minutes, and then he has a panel.
Right.
This is pre-panel. This is his sit-down interview. This is with Matt Tiabi. Oh, I'm sorry. That's later on in the show. This is not from Matt Tiabi. This is the guy that wrote the book GMO. It's about genetically engineered foods like we were talking about last week and Monsanto in general. And he really kind of breaks down some things for us. So I'm going to go ahead now. We're going to play this clip now. Bill Maher's going to introduce
Real time with Bill Maher.
We'll start and stop accordingly. Coming up next after this, though, we're going to talk to CZW's Joker. Well, he's not CZW.
Formerly of CZW.
Formerly of CZW and Joker. So be prepared for a little bit later in the show.
All right, we'll be back.
He is the chairman and co-founder of Stonyfield Farm and co-author of Label It Now, What You Need to Know About Genetically Engineered Foods. Gary Hirschberg. Gary, hey. What do you got there? Thank you. I see something. What do you have?
Well, you can
give it to me.
Spring it on you in a little bit.
Look at that. GMO. What is this? GMO OMG.
It's a shirt. Okay. He's holding up a shirt.
All right. Well, I've been wanting to talk about this issue for a long time. I don't know if people all around the country are into it as much as we are in California because it's on the ballot here. Prop 37. We see the ads like every 3 minutes on TV because we don't see presidential ads, which we're lucky about, but we see this one. But as California goes, so goes the nation. So this is going to be very important. Let's start with the basics. First of all, let's find out who you are. Stonyfield. How many know this product, right?
Thank you.
Organic products, they're in Whole Foods. You started with 7 cows.
Right.
How do you know they were pure? What if they'd been fucking around, those cows? And now you have a giant industry, right?
It's a good-sized company. It's
Right.
an almost $400 million company. The industry has grown from, you couldn't even use the words organic and industry in the same sentence. It's now $30 billion. It's growing 6 times faster than
People like this.
conventional
People
food.
want this.
Well, I haven't met the consumer yet who says, give me the yogurt with more pesticides in it. You know,
Right.
It hasn't.
And let's get this clear right away. This Prop 37 is not banning genetically modified
gosh,
food.
no.
It's just saying label it and just saying we want to know if it's in the food. Correct?
Imagine that. Imagine that. It's extraordinary. The reason you're seeing ads every 30 seconds is that the other side is spending $1 million a day. It's up to $41 million now. We're being outspent 4 to 1. California, of course, is a precursor to a national discussion that we're having. My organization is working on the FDA to get labeling. This is an extraordinary thing. All we're asking is to have it on the labels. You would think that this was some kind of complete re-engineering going on. These are rights that are held in 50 other nations around the world. Even really progressive countries like Russia and China have mandatory labeling.
Right. We just want what Russia and China have. We just
You hear that China has mandatory labeling on it. You know, you hear all these wacky things about, these countries are that countries and they're not like this and they're not like that. And, communists, they even have mandatory labeling because it's right for you to know what's in your what you're eating, what you're consuming.
Seems like a no-brainer.
Yeah, and you wonder why McDonald's can sell you a cheeseburger for 90 cents and still make a profit because, it costs about 5 cents for them to make one of those, from the GMOs and what the bullshit food that they're putting in it.
And there you see it if you look around on the internet. If you just Google it, you can see pictures of those burgers that are still in perfect condition, literally years.
Yeah, that's from that. What the fuck is the name of that McDonald's documentary?
Super Size Me.
Super Size Me. Yeah, the guy put them up in jars, glass jars, and the French fries like months later still look like fresh, ready to eat French fries.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's not right. Food's supposed to go bad.
Right.
It's supposed to not last forever.
Right.
So tune in.
we just want to be as open as Russia and China, right?
The sad part of this is a really brilliant business model that we're watching execute. It's really diabolical.
Right.
In 1996, when the first genetically engineered crops were introduced, understand that.
And what are the crops that are genetic?
Well, it's the big ones are corn, soy, canola. There's now sugar beets.
But that's in like 80% of processed foods, right?
This has been an amazingly successful model. And again, what we have to understand is that these companies who refer to themselves as biotech are actually chemical companies. And let's just start right there. These chemical companies own these crops. These are new life forms. They're completely distinct. And they're patented. And at one end of the capital, they've argued successfully that these are patented, that they can prosecute the patents, they can defend them, and so forth. And at the other end, at the FDA, and here in California, they're saying they're no different. They're no different at all. You have enough money, you can tell lies, right? And you can do it very effectively.
Right.
It gets worse because the primary 2 genes that they've introduced into these crops are for herbicide tolerance or insecticide tolerance, meaning that you can now use these chemicals at will because your crops, these patented crops, aren't affected. And of course, the chemical companies own these chemicals.
Yeah. Let's back up from there for a second so people really understand what they're doing here, because it is diabolical. What they're doing is that Monsanto, let's name them.
Sure. Dow, DuPont.
Doesn't have to be like Mormons with big love. We can name them. Fucking Monsanto. On a scale of 10 to 11, evil being 10, fucking evil being 11. They're in 11, right? Okay. So, but they make Roundup. That's the insecticide. Then they make the crop that isn't affected by Roundup. That's pretty evil.
Right.
And what bothers me so much is that, first of all, they lie, and they say that we need this to increase crop yields. There's no evidence of that.
There's zero evidence. 20 years of studies of Union of Concerned Scientists has shown there's exactly no benefit to consumers, no benefits to farmers. That is the big lie.
Okay, but the other thing is, so they're using all these pesticides.
That's amazing what he just said there. There's no benefit to the consumer, and there's no benefit to the farmer.
Right.
Then who's benefiting?
The corporation that Monsanto,
Right.
Monsanto,
Right.
and then Monsanto's the same one that donate millions, maybe billions of dollars to these campaigns, and then these Congress people and these backhanded payoffs so that they pass these bills and they bury them and they tag them these other bills so you're not paying attention to earmarking. When you earmark these bills, there's tons of earmarks attached to other bills that have nothing to do with food or anything that they tie these things to.
How do they justify it if it doesn't benefit the farmer and it doesn't benefit the consumer?
How do we justify it as Americans not going after them?
Right.
The same
That's
way.
what I'm saying.
It's ignorance, man. It doesn't, because it doesn't fucking matter to you.
Man, if you are listening to this and you're not outraged, there's
Right.
something wrong with you.
And this isn't conspiracy theories. This is where everyone goes, you're a truther. Okay, I guess I am.
But this guy seems to know what he's talking about.
But there's multiple guys on multiple levels of truth in the truth movement that know exactly what they're talking about that get laughed at. And even this guy's getting chastised about this yes on 37. That's why they're starting by, you stepped out for a second, they're starting with, this is to get your food labeled. It's not to eliminate GMOs. They first got to get to that point. Then people will see it. Then they're going to go, what is that? Then they're going to look it up. Then they're going to stop. That's how high fructose corn syrup is. It's a big buzzword now because it had to get put on your food a couple of years back.
Sure.
Before
Olestra.
before that, no one knew anything about anything. Splenda. What's Splenda? It tastes like sugar. It gives you the same thing as sugar.
I love it in my coffee.
Okay, well that's it's a GMO.
Right.
So
I like it, but it makes my coffee taste better than sugar.
But this is what they're saying about how this is why there's people making money off of that, and that's why it's never going to go away until it's known. Until it's when they put it on there that it's a genetically engineered thing. Maybe you're going to sit at your desk one day and be bored and go, well, what is this? And then you're going to Google it, and then you're going to see that it's giving rats tumors bigger than they are, and you're going to go, I think I'm going to go back to sugar.
Yeah,
raw sugar.
But if that was the case, and it was going to have me growing tumors, I've been drinking coffee for a long time, and I've never liked sugar in my coffee. I always get the sweetener. Maybe it's not Splenda, but it's sweet and low or equal or whatever.
Those are all those.
Right. Yeah. So I've been drinking coffee for 15 plus years now, at least. Wouldn't something have happened by now?
Well, ultimately, weight gain is also tied to it, and stupidity, meaning like it dumbs you down. Doesn't mean you're stupid, but it means it slows you down. And these are studies that come across with it, and we can do multiple shows on GMOs and cause and effect. Mm-hmm. It isn't that you're going to get cancer now. It's that a rat's lifespan is 2 years. Just 2 years. So when they study on rats, they take those 2 years, and let's say a person's lifespan, let's say the average number is 72 right now that you live to be. That equals 2 years in a rat's life. They then take 2 months of a rat's life equals 15 years of your life. Right, so they break it down the same way, and that's how it's calculated. So these rats that are coming to their 2-year mark now of these studies, they're all getting these insanely oversized tumors. So you might not have it now. You might not have it down the road. You may never have it because the way your body breaks down things, it's not studied on people.
But isn't it also possible that it isn't harmful?
No, because these rats, the only thing they're being fed are these foods. So where else are they getting these tumors? From where?
Maybe it's bad for rats.
But
it's not bad. You know what I'm saying?
Understand?
Isn't that also a possibility that there is nothing wrong with sweetening my coffee that way?
Well, anything in small dosages, I would say not. But let's say you get cancer. Heaven forbid, you get cancer in 10 years from now. Mm-hmm. It could be from that.
Sure.
It could be from the shit they're spraying in the air. It could be from, don't get me wrong, it could be from multiple things. The point is you should at least know now what you're consuming.
I agree.
And then if you decide to still consume it, that's on you.
Exactly.
And that's all it is.
That's the right step to make.
But to deny it or to say, well, it's just rats, is it ignorant? It's ignorant.
Sure.
It's ignorant.
I'm playing a bit of a devil's advocate
of course.
on that.
And I'm not really the spokesperson for it because
Sure.
I'm just really taking that red pill. I'm just starting to dive down that hole because for a long time, I would hear the Alex Joneses talk about it, and they turned me off to it. Then you hear this guy and Bill Maher have an educated discussion on it, and you go, let's look more into that.
Anyone that doesn't think that the idea of labeling our foods properly,
right?
If you think that's a bad idea, please call the show, ITR Live on Skype. Right. We'd love to talk to you.
That's just it.
I can't understand. Help me understand that side of it. I don't want to know what's in my shit.
I guarantee there's not one person who would disagree with that.
Right, exactly.
There isn't.
Why is it not happening?
Well, people go to work tomorrow. People go to bed. They want to watch their favorite TV shows. Mm-hmm. That's important to them. Take away Honey Boo Boo. People will call Dish Network and what happened when they took away Comedy Central, MTV, and all those channels? Yep. What did people rose up?
Yeah.
Okay.
It never lasts long.
So you have to take away what's in front of their face right now. That's what this whole plan kind of is. It's putting it in front of your face. It's labeling it to the nines. Cigarettes now have, this could cause cancer on them. Has that stopped it? No. Has it limited it? I bet it has. I don't smoke anymore. And even like kids that I taught at the driving school, they don't smoke cigarettes. They don't.
Right. And it's not as cool as it was.
It's not as cool as it once was. Is it the labeling that did it? I don't know.
Sure. I don't know. I think it's the labeling plus you see people that you see that older generation now that's been smoking since they were 12.
Yeah. And they're all fucked up.
Yeah, their teeth are horrible.
Their skin's bad.
Right. You look at that and you go, I don't want to be that.
Sure.
For me, I quit smoking because I woke up one day and decided I hate waking up with it hard to breathe and my chest hurting and that awfulness of hacking up a lung when you first wake up in the morning. That's what made me quit.
You could arguably say, though, that you may have just thought that was you were getting older if you didn't understand that cigarettes were bad.